Hello, everybody. Haven't seen you for quite a while. It's just that I hope everybody got a great New Year. However, what that means is Happy New Year, everything. But well, nothing special because if you want to celebrate, you can celebrate every day. Yeah, so nothing really special for me. Just Passover from the one day to the next day. But this is not what I'm talking about. Um, this is just really something that I try to want to get off my chest for a long time, coming from my own personal experience and everything. Just that I would like to share with you guys, just to share some of my thoughts. The topic is that what I really think about the thing about the difference between dating and the ridiculous nature of marriage. See, this whole matrimonial institution of a lifelong marriage is somewhat of a very arbitrary thing for me to contemplate. Obviously, this has been a long tradition that a man and a woman have to be together in a lifelong time, and coming from a biblical point of view, because that if you really are religious, obviously that's probably different view, but we all know that God created man, and then because Adam is lonely, so took out his rib and made a Eve, and which is kind of miserable. And that's how they explain that man and woman is supposed to be together, but except expecting that and we all know from the theological point of view that it was Eve got tricked by the devil, who's a serpent first. So well, the thing is that without going to so religious, obviously that it was from my own personal experience that I've been contemplating, deliberating lately. It was that see, when you talk about dating, it was totally different because opposite sex attracts, and there was all the attraction, the curiosity, the inquisitiveness, all the new stuff. Like you get a new toy, a new car, something new, a new phone or something. It was really attractive. So of course you have very sensual chemistries and have a good sex, everything, and but that's just, I would say that I would see attraction. I would think will never last forever. So how are you expecting a marriage to have that kind of attraction for a lifetime? From my own point of view, is that miraculously, that on my parents' side, my mom and dad have been married up until now, but except see, marriage is a total different thing. On my mother's side, all of my maternal uncles, all of them divorced. All of most of my ex girlfriends, their parents were divorced. So it just seems like this matrimonial thing is a total a nominal contractual affair. It's like doing some kind of business. It's totally not like dating, just you follow your passion, but passion does not last forever. The thing is that even though I'll think, yes, my mom and dad were still married together, but they've been sleeping separately for almost for more than a decade. So in your ideal life, you imagine that, oh, I would love you forever, things like that. But then, look, one thing is idealism, and one thing is realism. Of course, we will indulge ourselves to talk about gifts and Valentines and birthdays and anniversaries of marriages and things like that, but that's part of your imaginary side. But then the realistic side is See, this is what I think dating and marriage is totally different, because marriage, you go into a totally different kind of compact, a contract. And because you need to talk about realistic stuff, and then each other is going to be nagging on each other, because my mom been nagging to my dad forever about getting divorced and things like that. I think the only one thing that they did not do is because is I don't know, is probably because of me, maybe. But on my mother's side, everybody divorced, but it seems like they're being happier than. And I saw a very short YouTube video clip, and he was. This is a old man, and he was saying, which is very facetious in a very philosophical, comical, hilarious way. He said he's been married for 26 years, and he said that it was like 26 minutes for him underwater. So, so that was pretty interesting. Very original remark on that, on its own merits, and which he's got some truth to it. And then he says that in marriage, it was really thinking about that it was suffering in a constant, everyday, quotidian way, and which is, I think, is perfectly well put in that fashion, and that also include long-term settled relationship as well. Because if you in a cohabitation way, in a long-term relationship, with child, with no child, it's really a physical marriage without the legal paper on it, but with and it is constant suffering. And he's put it very well. He said it was a suffering to the point that you savor into this suffering almost exquisitely, to the point that you feel you're still alive. Yeah, so I felt like my parents are, even though they're married, I don't think they're really married, because the way I think is that there's no way that, especially for women, there's no way that you feel attracted to something that's gonna last a lifetime. Imagine how many clothes they have to constantly buy to just, and then stuff it away, and then probably never wear it once or twice, or just it's just nothing new. And then they constantly have to go shopping and things that you hate, of course, and then it was a very destructive way, and to the point that, and see, this is what Mao says, and he's coming from a radical leftist communist point of view in that day and age. And he said marriage should be a contractual thing, should be like signing a contract, like we should renew it like every 5 years or something, like you get in a house or something. But so the bottom line is, I think of course opposite sex attracts, and it's just that if you want to really stay alive and feel alive, and I think I think this contract should be renewed on the mutual side. Otherwise, why they have to have this this saying called the 7-year itch? I don't know. My parents has long been married for 40 years by now, so I don't think there's an itch anymore. So just something I would like to share, you guys, and see what your thoughts are. If there's something more, I'll let you know. All right, catch you later.